One Piece is the latest live-action adaptation of the anime, following Monkey D. Luffy, who dreams of being king of the pirates, and along the way he befriends a few familiar faces and makes new enemies along the way. So that's pretty much all I'll be saying for this review. Without further ado, let's get into the review of One Piece Season 1. So for this show, I think, in my opinion, it was very interesting of how this show was made into live action, because going into this, I have never seen the anime, never experienced the anime itself. So watching this like blindsided, just seeing it for the first time was very interesting. And I will be honest, I think watching this for the first time, I enjoyed it, and I was very excited, very happy to enjoy this masterpiece, because I never thought One Piece would be a show I really get into, especially in the live action adaptation of it. And I think this show really shined and showed how exciting it is, and how cool it was to see each of the characters shine with their own moments. Like Luffy as the main character, aka the leader of the Straw Hat Pirates crew. He was interesting character, had a pretty cool backstory, and him being around the pirate Shanks, who gave Luffy the hat that he wears for most of season 1. And spoiler alert, I'll get into what he ends up doing with the hat by the end of the season, because in my opinion it was really emotional and touching. Now for Zoro, honestly, Zoro's backstory was also very interesting. I think with the way he was as a person and as a kid, genuinely, it was cool that his dream of the show is to become the world's greatest swordsman. And I clearly very much see that his growth throughout the first season is interesting, and I'm excited to see his growth with season 2, obviously, because that does drop today. So I'm excited for that. And I think Zoro, of course, on the other hand, very dark, quiet mind kind of person, kind of like Batman himself, and also like Leonardo.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So Nami, her backstory was also interesting, but more so kind of on the depressing side, because her backstory was interesting in the fact of her betrayal with the show. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen it. I do think that her backstory about her living in Windmill Village, if I'm not wrong, I believe that is the name of it. It was interesting to see that she had a family of her own, more so that she was kind of an adopted kid, so she didn't have biological parents, so it was just her mother and her adopted sister. And I think in that case, her backstory of how she became part of the Arlong pirates, who Arlong, by the way, is like Sawfish Man, so he basically befriends, aka imprisons Nami for most of this show, which we see that by the season finale of season 1. So very interesting. And so anyways, getting back to the fact of where Luffy's hat ended up going by the end of the season, because that hat, it's been through a lot through this season. But I think genuinely it was interesting to see his journey along with the other Straw Hats, which I'll get into because I still gotta talk about Sanji and Usopp and their backstories, which was cool as well. So anyways, for Nami, spoiler alert again, obviously, I think it was cool to see that she ended up wielding the hat of Luffy, which he never wanted anybody to touch his hat. And I think what really like got to me was when Luffy gave the hat to Nami, proving that I'm gonna be your friend, I'm gonna help you even if you did betray me. And that's why like Luffy is one of the best characters I have ever seen in a live action adaptation. And yeah, I think that was it was really cool to see that. Now, as far as the Marines and Kobe goes, they're also an interesting group of people in this. And dare I say, I think the pirates of this show too, like Arlong, who I've already talked about, Buggy the Clown, which technically he's a pirate, but he's still a clown. Captain Alvida, one of the more vicious pirates of the show. Garp, who I thought was a shock to me, and I don't know if it was part of the anime or if it was changed in live action, because they do that with adaptations. But I genuinely thought at the season finale, it was interesting to see that Garp ended up apparently being Luffy's grandfather, and that was just as a shock to me as I believe it was to everybody else, unless that was in the anime, and some people that were One Piece anime fans already knew that Garp was Luffy's grandfather. So moving on from that, I think overall this season itself held up very well for me. I love how the characters got their own moments to shine, and the way the crew fully came together by the end of the season was very exciting to me. I forgot to mention as well, I believe Usopp's backstory, kind of funny but also depressing. In the funny part of it, it was funny because he always ran around as a child saying there were pirates coming and all that. Nobody ever believed him. And then, of course, the sad part of it, his mother passed. But again, the funny part of it, when he grew up, then pirates actually showed up, including Captain Alvida and all that. And along with Luffy, Nami, Zoro, they all were also pirates as well. And Zoro being a pirate hunter himself was interesting to me. And then for Sanji, he was basically raised by a pirate named Redleg Zeph, which I think is an interesting name for a pirate, but it was pretty cool. I think their backstory and dynamic in the show as well was very, very fun, very exciting to see. I think their moments in the show were funny, also like, whoa, where did that come from kind of moment. And it was just really nice to see that. But overall, the crew coming together one last time for the series finale battle, and then them having their happy ending on the Going Merry ship. So yeah, I think overall this season was very well done, very exciting. And with that being said, I had to get this review done because season 2 does drop today, so I'm gonna watch that and have a review for you guys later tomorrow. Probably won't be tonight because I am gonna binge watch the whole season. So as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and comment down below on what you thought of the season. Did you like it? Did you not? Just tell me in the comments, and I'll most likely respond to them because I always do. And as always, I will catch you guys on the flip side.